Hello there, I am Izzy Noodles. Welcome back to Ayutthaya, the old capital. We are at the final part of my Nomads walkthrough. And so far you should have 2 stars, let's have a look. 2 stars and a snake talisman and the Vessel of Inspiration. So the last thing that happened, I opened up a door in the lava room, in one of the lava rooms after picking up the last star. So coming up in this part as well in terms of health hindrances are 2 more bat encounters, a tiny bit of full damage, plus there will be a fire wraith as well. So firstly, let's go into the lava room. You got to remember which one. So the darker passage, which is to my right here, that's the entrance of, you know, how we entered this area. So to the right to this lava room, both lava rooms are opposite, don't forget. The last thing we did was open up this door. Okay, so there are various holes in the ceiling in this room. You actually want the one that's right in front of you. It's difficult to spot if you don't know what you're doing in the room, but there is a spear we can shoot. So if you have no idea what you're looking for, it's going to take you a while to find this. So shooting that has raised this block. We can now reach that higher level just here. So we are where the sphere is. We can see that. And we can pull this chain. Okay. So this bit is going to seem a little bit confusing because I did not yet enter this room. I mentioned there were 2 lava rooms. This was one of the lava rooms. We have now turned everything to water. So that's a little confusing. We've also opened that gate, as you can see, and there is a torch. So I'm going to head straight there now. So it was lava. It's not anymore. So lava rooms are straight across from each other, don't forget. I just emphasize these things to help you get your bearings. Here we go. Oh, not quite. Next corner. Here we go. So this was all full of lava. It's now all full of water. And we are able to pull this chain. So we couldn't before because it was surrounded by lava. So that's why I did not come in here. We couldn't do anything. So there was no point. So before I leave, I'm going to grab the torch as well. We kind of... Oops, what am I doing? We kind of don't really need to use the torch quite yet. But I'll just bring it along. And then let me just try and... I feel like everything's going wrong. I wanted to do a half tile jump. What's happening? I'm stuck in the water. Let me out. Really? Okay, come to the chain. Yeah, it gets a little frustrating when you're on a higher section and you don't have to be wading in the water, and yet she wades anyway. There we go. So just jump up in the air to counter that out. Okay. We did it. The struggle was real, but we overcame it. Right, so now just throw the torch down and make sure you know where you left it. So I'm gonna just... The reason I put that here now is so I don't have to backtrack back to that room. We're all done in that room. What I'm gonna do now is try and remember what I'm doing. My mind went blank. So the chain opened up this doorway. So to the right, that is access to the monkey bars. And here we have another hand, a Hand of Sirius. So slide on in. The moment you pick up the star, the door closes behind you, but you can't get up the slope anyway. Does it close? Maybe not. I mean, you can't get up the slope. So the moment you pick this up, you'll spawn the fire wraith that I mentioned. So stand kind of sideways as you try and pick it up. Simply because you can do a side jump straight away and not hit that block. You want to jump onto that block there and climb up into the roof. So when you're ready, this can be tough, pretty annoying. Oh, don't want to stop, don't have time. So stick to the right hand side of the wall to save bumping into the other wall. And then down into the water, try and keep moving. Partly because the Wraith, likely, I got lucky there. That's probably the first time in quite a few practices that the Wraith hasn't got me. So the Wraith can still get you because you're close to the water surface. And sometimes the Wraith doesn't even go into the water at all. So I didn't actually get hit, I don't think, at all. I didn't really notice. So it is possible to not get hit. You can keep practicing. Sometimes it's tricky. So as I climb up into the high passageway from the column, it is likely you're going to bump into the Wraith as you turn around the corner and get hit just that once. But yeah, if you flow just like I did, that was a good run for me. Then that's how to not get hit. So next we're going to work on the torch puzzle. So grab the torch, that's why I put it here, because it's right here, right now. So going into the lava room, the one lava room that is still lava. This is where we're going to light the torch. You want to come to this further flame over here, just because of the position of the floor. The other flame doesn't really allow you to get close enough. And be sure to be sidestepping. You don't want to just step forward because she'll step right off into the lava. And most of you, I'm sure, will know what to do here. So throw your torch onto the wooden beams. Okay, so once that's finally broken away, just safety drop down to the ground below. You can leave without the item, so be sure that you don't. You need the important item from this sarcophagus. There we go, so the second snake talisman. So follow the passage. You'll want to light a flare. It's pretty dark. And instead of going straight ahead, because we actually can't climb out there, that's a high ledge, that's the way we got into this section actually. Just come to the side and we have looped back around. So now we are completely done with everything in this area and we can go ahead and leave. So it's a bit confusing to figure out how to leave, considering the way you came is too high. So we have to come to the monkey bars. So I mentioned previously when I was here that there is a gate straight ahead, which was closed. Now it's open. Now we're ready to leave. The gate has opened. So you should have 3 stars, 2 snake talismans, and the canopic jar. Okay, follow the passage. Do be careful. There's likely some sudden drops down below as you turn a corner. I've fallen for them before. No pun intended. So just here is a drop, so hang from here, don't drop to the ground floor. That's actually, we've been there before, that's how we entered that previous area. And because that square tile below me, that's another dip into the floor, you'll either take a lot of fall damage or just die completely. So don't fall all the way down. So turn the corner here and then we can drop and grab this. So on this path we're actually returning back on ourselves. We've been here before now. This is how we entered that previous area. So drop on down and we can see we are back at our starting point. So now what I'm going to do next, I'm able to use the Vessel of Inspiration, the Canopic Jar. So time your way through there, don't need to go to the right anymore, that was the fire corridor. Come to the left because the right is currently closed off. Okay, and all the way to the end is where we're going to place the Vessel of Inspiration. There we go, another new area has opened up. So let's head on into here. What do we have? So I'm gonna sort of YOLO my revolver because I don't really need the bullets, kill those two boars. And if you have a look around, it's like, well, what do? We can't go in the water, the current is too fast, it'll sweep you away. If you do fall in, there is a way out, so don't panic, but that's not what we're doing at the moment. So if you come back on yourself, you'll see this really sneaky hidden gap. So inside is where we will have another bat encounter, and it's a very small space to try and avoid everything. So a good luck to you. So I got pretty lucky, I didn't get hit at all during the run from the wraith. I don't believe I did. So immediately they will spawn, just walk your way around the room. So this is just what I was saying, keep moving, I think it works. It feels better anyway, just for good luck. Okay, so in this room is this button. So that's raised up a block in the water room, I did not yet point that out. So now we can get out on the other side in the water room, now we've raised that block, so that's where we're going to head next. So I mentioned the revolver, I was YOLOing my shots. That's kind of because there is one more thing to shoot with it, but we will be getting bullets nearer the time. There's very little and very few enemies in this game, so it doesn't really matter. Also at that point, those bats might start to make your health blink, just so you know, that's still okay. Okay, so to here, let's have a lucky save. It's been a good run already today, so I don't want to have another accident on this pole. Yeah, what are you doing, Lara? Grab. There you go, you got it. Okay, straight on into the water. So in this opening, here's the block that we raised up. We can stand on this to now get on out. So, what are we doing on this side? Well, come through to here. You can see some scratch marks on the ground, that's another hint, and there is this spike trap. This is not a spike trap, it's just there to fool you. So we're above the river section now. That's where we were over there, that doorway there. And our main objective is to get this gate open. So what we need to do is regard the scratch marks on the ground now. We can move this block out of the way and it opens up a sneaky area behind the block. We can get behind there now. The unfortunate thing is we've blocked ourselves in, so we have to go all the way back around. So you need to jump into the water. Just kind of walk forward by the statue. It's difficult to know exactly where you can walk by the statue because there's like invisible walls everywhere. And try not to hit the sloped roof because you don't get enough momentum to reach the water. You'll just land on the concrete below. And then just go ahead into the water. The current's going to carry you. That's fine. And at the end, there is this little gap for us to get out. So if you happen to fall in the water previously and you didn't mean to, it's fine. You can still get out. Okay, so just climb on out, follow the passage. Okay, and drop into this room. So we do have some items. There's a medpack and some flares and some shotgun shells. So because this is quite close to the skeleton, you might need to crouch. Sometimes you don't need to. I just did it anyway. So then there's this crawl space. Head on through. Make your way out. And once we drop down here, we'll see we are back at a familiar spot. Here we are. So now we can loop back around to the water room. We'll be on the other side of the block and we'll be able to enter that new little section. It's just a little gap. It's not like a completely new room. Okay, so again, up the pole. Okay, into the water. That's the second time in a row I've gone to do a dive and it's not worked. It never seems to work just there. Even on my practices, I go to dive just because, and it just doesn't work. Oh well, proceeding. Climbing out again. And just for good measure, I'm going to move this block all the way out of the way. So we've got a clear path to the high up section above the river. Okay, so now this is the section where we can now access. Oh, what you doing? Grab that. Okay, climb on in. Okay, and there is this button. Aha, so that has now moved that big stone disc. And that is exactly where we're heading to. So jump in the air, grab in the air to get out of that gap. So climbing on out, she always gets stuck there. And just make your way to the big stone door. So, down the pole. Whoops. Crawl through here. Okay, and return back up the top. So that's a slope, jump over the slope. Another slope. Okay, and here we go. Come on in and jump over the dip on the grey tiles. So the reason for jumping over is to easily avoid this boulder. If you do happen to stop on the tile there, the trigger tile, as that flyby is happening, that's fine. You can just immediately jump off again. So it showed us that we need to raise a block just here in front of me to reach that high area. So come on through. We always get this really weird camera angle. And pressing the look button does not get rid of it, so you just have to wait a moment. There we go. We are above a familiar area. We've been down below that section, but not up above it. So you kind of see the rope and you think that's the way to go, but no, that is an immediate dead end. If you could see it, you can see the dead end, but you can't quite see around that corner. Where we do want to go is actually right above us. There's a tiny little crawl space right above Laura's head. So that's possibly one reason for that odd camera angle, but it's not so clear really. One thing I can also get is that Medpack. So that's optional because you can't reach the rope again. That rope's too far away to grab to again, so you do have to go back around. It's not a far trip at all. So I will go get it. Oh my goodness, that's why we save before ropes. There we go, third time's a charm. Right. I missed it twice in a row. So I'm just climbing up to steady the rope a little quicker. There we go, so just drop on down, and below me here is the exit, so just, there we go, do a roll, and there's the exit. So we were in that water section before, that's where we flooded the area. Got the first snake talisman. Here we go, and we are back. And also grabbed a secret with the shotgun. Okay, so because the rope kind of is still moving, I've struggled to grab this again in the past, just as I struggled the first time around here for some unknown reason. But yes, I am going to have another save, simply because I've had trouble in the past grabbing this rope on the return journey. So I do assume the reason is because it's kind of moving a little bit still. There we go. So this is the entrance. Just grab that tiny crawl space right above. There we go. I kind of jumped off it a little too soon, but I still made it. Okay, come on through, and here is the lever that we were shown in the flyby. Awesome stuff. We've raised up the block and we can reach that section now. So that where we're reaching up to is actually that room there. We can see a lot of spike traps on the floor. Happy days. So let's go around and make our way there. So there we go, straight on down. And here's the block we've raised, so just make sure you're on the slightly higher section of this tile to be able to jump on up. And here we go. Awesome stuff. This is where we're going to have our second bat encounter as well. So it's the safe tile in front of me that's going to spawn them. I'm going to jump with a roll onto that tile, so I'm kind of angled so I don't overshoot onto the spike trap, and then I'll jump off again to these tiles near me so I have space to crawl. So just make your way around. My health is incredibly good, so if you are trying the challenge for yourself as well, your health is probably going to be very low. I've got very lucky on my playthrough here, my walkthrough. So yeah, you probably will have maybe, I don't know, 3 health. That's what I've had in the past, and I've managed to complete the guide. I've had very little health as I've been practicing, so happy days. This is pretty much a home run. There's a tiny bit of fall damage left to be taken, just a little bit. Okay, so absolutely save your game. And then we have to make our way across the spike traps. These are spike traps, these ones. So jump with a grab to slide into that gap. And then again, another grab. And this time you have to do the half tile. But make sure you're a little more to the left side of this tile because you'll bang your head otherwise. So 2 steps. I'm a little close to that tile on the left. Okay, and grab in the air, there we go. And another grab in the air, perfect. It takes some practice, trust me. Okay, so here we are above the water room. If you happen to already have spotted, this looks like monkey bars, but you didn't know what you were doing. You now know what you're doing, so that was for much later. So grab hold of the monkey bars, make your way around. Okay, I'm just gonna climb onto this ledge just for a medpack and to admire the view. Okay, return again. Okay, so to my left, here we go, we have a jump switch. So pulling the jump switch depends on if you have the current 2 secrets and if you want the final secret. So if you want the final secret, you don't have to pull the jump switch. If you do not currently have the 2 secrets that were available, you will have to pull the jump switch. You see the kind of fence straight ahead on the ground level? That's the jump switch opens that up as a drawbridge, and that allows us to reach the next area. But we have 2 secrets and we want the final secret as well, so we don't have to pull the jump switch. So keep following the monkey bars. There is a gate that automatically opens once you have the 2 secrets. So that's where we're heading to. The gate is open, which will allow us to reach the third secret. It's kind of like the super secret, as I call it, when you need all previous secrets to be able to find it, or be able to access it. Okay, so here is the gate that would be closed if you do not have 2 secrets. So it is open and we can continue. So below me is the area that you would get to once you've pulled the jump switch, if you need to pull the jump switch, and lowered that drawbridge section. But continue along all the way to the end, and the secret is over there. Okay, there we go. That was a close call. We're dropping down there. Okay, 3 of 3 secrets. So now just jump back up to the monkey bars. So sometimes she does not grab the monkey bars again. I don't know why, but just keep trying. Maybe step forward, step back, turn just a little bit. I don't know what it is that stops her grabbing just here. But keep trying because you are supposed to grab. Okay, so when we're back around, we can drop down onto here and then continue along regardless of secrets. We are continuing with the game, so straight up to here is where you want to go next. I didn't really point out the drawbridge either, but that's fine. I'll do it on the way back. So there's not much in this area up here. We can see this little hole in the ground, and there is a tiny space there as well, but it's too narrow to be able to crawl through. But in the corner, there is this really well hidden block that we can push. This is sneaky. Okay, push it all the way and we can find this big ass button. So as we return, we can see that we've now filled this section with water and we can easily swim through this tiny little gap. Okay, so into this room first, we can see there are 2 receptacles for Hands of Sirius. So we have 3, so we're only placing 2 here. Okay, you can hear that's activated a boulder somewhere. It's nowhere near you here, so you are perfectly safe. It's opened up a section in this water, so it's dropped down to break open an area. So it's a bit misleading, this room. There's an opening there, but there's nothing over there. There looks like there's various doorways, but they are nothing. Where we want to go is purely down here. So you can see the boulder there, that's opened up. This area we can swim on through. And here is the 3rd receptacle for our last Hand of Sirius. Awesome stuff, that door is open. Oh. I was gonna roll back, but it was too much for her. She was wading in the water. It's fine. Okay, so returning all the way back now. Okay, out of the water, drop on down again. And here's the drawbridge section, but we didn't open it, so we will have to hop into the water to again climb out. There's a slight current there because of that waterfall. Don't worry if you're getting pushed. It's just the waterfall. Okay, through we come. And over to the newly opened gate. So we're very close to the end of the game now. So left or right, it doesn't matter. And push this button. That's opened up this. And here's a new room to explore. So we can see where we're going to place the snake talismans there. The goal is that door. Okay, so main goal is getting this door open, and it's actually two doors. You open one and you think, yay, we did it, and then there's a door behind the door. So go ahead and place the snake talismans. So that opens the first door. We can see the second door also activates that boulder, so be careful of that. And next thing we need to do is find a lion head with a gem in its mouth. We need to shoot the gem. It's very well hidden. So we're making our way up to there. That's where the turny wheel is to open up that next door. So very sneaky, just here is the gem in the lion's mouth. So it's okay if you ran out of revolver bullets. There are some more. I will show you exactly where they are. So just shoot it. Okay, that's opened up a trapdoor in the water. So there is another very well hidden opening under the tree roots. Swim on through. So down here is where you will find the revolver bullets if you need them. They are right here within the skeleton. So the hatch that the gem opened, shooting the gem, is right here. We can climb out. Climb on out. Ooh. There we go. Okay, here we are. Here is the turny wheel. I don't know what to call these things. Turny wheel. I don't know. So about 7 pulls will do it. 6 is fine, but it's still a little bit tight. And also to time yourself past that boulder as well. Let's have a save just in case. I always prefer to save right before anything timed. Okay, if you struggle here, the flare cancel is also a good move to use. Cancels that stumble animation. So being careful of that boulder. Roll to get through, that was snug, but I did it. Okay, and just here is where we're going to take just a little bit of forced damage, maybe kind of what you would describe as 2 HP, but at this point you probably are down to 2 HP. So don't worry. Slide on down backwards so that you can grab this, and if your health is very low, you're going to drop onto another slope. So be all the way to this left hand side and drop again. That minimizes how much damage you're going to take there. Jump over that lava and straight down into the water.
Es gibt bestimmt blaue Flecken morgen.
So there, Lara says that's going to leave some bruises in the morning. Okay, and that is it. So it seems as though the level would be continued from there. The TRLE.net, it shows that this is a part 1, but the game came out in about 2002. So unfortunately, I have a feeling there will be no part 2. That is a shame. But oh well. So I hope you've enjoyed my walkthrough, and I will see you next time. Take it easy.